Okay, what? Hello? Are we live now? What? I think we're live. Kind of rushed last second to get everything going here, but, yep, here we go. Oh, my camera wants me to set the clock for the millionth time. No. There we go. Okay. So, hello everybody. We'll be getting started in just a moment here. I have like two ping. Oh, I guess what is going? I have like the world's worst mouse on my left here. It's this Logitech G Pro that's broken. So yeah, just hold on with me here. I'm getting some stuff set up, and I also need to ping the Discord and be like, "Hey, we're live now, everybody." Okay. Everyone. Alrighty. So we'll get started here. So. Gotta get some stuff out of the way. There. I still actually have the crap out from the Framework laptop I checked out earlier this week. So. There. A little bit more presentable now. Okay. So, big right. There we go. So again, hello everybody. Taking a look at the X1 Extreme Gen 4 today. I already have it out of the box because the box I received was actually damaged in transport, and it's got like a big hole in it. So I wanted to make sure that the laptop wasn't, you know, completely destroyed. Luckily it's not, so I don't need to worry about that. But that was a definite concern. Appears we're good though. There we go. Looks small. It's actually not small. Here's the Framework's box actually. So, I mean, it's it's definitely not small at all. I'm trying to find a good size reference since I don't know if everyone's got a good idea of how big that is. What's a good idea? I don't know. You know how big the book is? This is a 16-inch machine. It's basically 15-inch. It's just 16 by 10. So it's, you know, a little taller screen-wise, so that they can, you know, call it 16. It also gives you a little bit more screen real estate. But let's just go over the config here real quick. I've already got cat hair all over the screen. This is the i7 11850H. I'll just pull this up in Task Manager. So, here we go. So this is the 11850H. We have single channel DDR4 3200, 16 gigabytes of it. That is horrible. What? So, just for reference, I'll look this laptop up right now. X1 Extreme Gen 4. I have links in the description of the stream here for the product. I'll just open this up real quick on here. But for that configuration at normal pricing on Lenovo.com, it is $4,660. So for $4,000, you're getting single channel memory. That is ridiculous. That is horrible. Like, that is unacceptable. That is stupid. But yep, that's what's being done here. So, I mean, sure. You could argue, oh, well, you know, the business customers will just get a configuration with the right amount of RAM, or they might just install more RAM in the IT department. But, I mean, it's just dumb. I don't know why you would configure it like that, personally. I mean, sure. For an enthusiast, I mean, I understand the X1 Extreme is their, like, enthusiast premium line, so it makes some sense, but I mean, for like almost $5,000, really? That's kind of stupid. But yeah, so if we benchmark this at all today, I will have to install another DIMM, and I do have another DIMM. I don't know if it'll match exactly, but it'll be close enough. Anyway, we have a Samsung drive. I don't know necessarily what kind of the drive this is, but we'll see soon. MZ-VL2 1T 0H CLR-00BL7. So if anyone looks that up, let me know. We have Wi-Fi 6E capable AX210 from Intel. We are running in Optimus mode. And we have the 3070 dedicated graphics. Now I'll open up the NVIDIA control panel. Whoops. Probably 980 Pro Enterprise Edition. Yeah, probably. It's overinflated on purpose to make money. Cost drops by... Yeah, I know. I mean, I got this for like $2,300 actually by myself through perks. Just the thing is, like, it's just unacceptable pricing, is what I'm saying. Even for $2,300, that is stupid. That is horrible. I mean, it's somewhat more digestible, but I would only want to pay like $1,700 for that, and maybe, given that drawback. I mean, I know this does have vPro and everything, but still, come on. While we're at it, let's look at battery life here. We're 73%, and we got about 5 hours remaining, and we're in better performance. I'll just drop that down real quick. We'll check on that later. But yeah, for idle draw wise, this is a 90 watt hour battery, so around 70% of that is around somewhere between, like, it's probably more like 68, 67 watt hours. So 5 hours, probably around 10 watts of draw there. Not too bad considering that this is like a 4K panel, which again, that's another spec. We'll look at this here, display settings. You can see that the screen is actually, it's a 3840 by 2400 screen. Now, what's nice about this is if you plan on playing games on this, which if you do that, cool. Anyway, you can select 1920 by 1200, and it's literally a half resolution at like 1080p-ish. So if you want to do that, you can literally do that with this panel. It won't save you much in terms of like normal battery runtime, but in terms of games, it'll probably give you a bit more frames at the very least. Now, I'm not certain if this screen's good enough for gaming or anything yet, but we'll see. What are the specs again? This is the i7 1180 850H. We've got 16 gigs of memory in single channel, and we have the RTX 3070 GPU. And what's kind of worth note here is that this is actually the first, you can see that on the sticker. It says GeForce RTX Studio. Actually, you can't see it. Let me get that a bit more in frame. GeForce RTX Studio. Now, I haven't actually seen an RTX Studio laptop until now, so that's kind of interesting to me, since most of them just haven't been sold at this point, or just kind of got swept under the rug, and they're like, hey, we might do this thing with NVIDIA, and they just never did it. But that doesn't seem to be the case here. Interesting. Okay, so that's that stuff. What does the battery estimate say now? Let's take a look here. Okay, my camera doesn't want to focus now. That's nice. Just turn the screen a little. There. Okay, now we're at still like 5 hours, even in better battery. So, I mean, it might be doing some setup stuff. So I honestly don't think that's too big of a deal right now. We'll test out battery stuff later. Okay, so the basics. I got this thing set up where, you know, it's got Face ID, like Windows Hello unlock. Works really well. It just unlocked me right now. Super easy. I mean, I'll close it and then I'll open it up here. Kind of hard to open this because there's no lip on the front or anything, but there you go. 2 corners. There we go. And I'm not even really sitting in front of it perfectly either, and that's a lot better than I'm just going to compare it to the Blade 14 because that's what I've been dailying, but it's better than the Blade's implementation. Only reason I say that is because this is what it's up against in my mind, just because that's what I've been using. But I mean, this is on a totally different class, so I wouldn't like consider that a totally objective thing. But let's take a look at the control panel just real quick. What's the refresh rate? It's 60 hertz. It's a 60 hertz panel, I believe. Okay, so we're going to go to system information. I'll just zoom in one more time. This is maximum 100 watts. Okay, so that's a little different than what I've been hearing. So it appears that this is a 80 watt graphics card, just base, but it boosts to 100. So that's really interesting because I have a 3070 laptop GPU from a Razer Blade, and it's 100 watts as well, but it boosts to 100 from 90. So if this is 80, it may be possible to actually flash a VBIOS and get slightly better speeds on this thing, or even literally the same speeds as my Blade without really any problem. Now, of course, that will go against somewhat of the optimization on here, and I don't know if that's possible on ThinkPads to even do, but I will look into that a little bit further later on. But that is interesting. I've been told they're 80 watts, and we're reading 100 here. It's likely just because that's boost, not sustained, but we'll see. Now, I'm going to go grab my charger. Keep in mind, I just did a BIOS update, so it's possible that Lenovo bumped the TGP. It's worth note that on PSRef they do not specify the TGP at all. So I don't know if perhaps they're still validating higher TGPs or something, but it is interesting. Also, before we really start to dive into this stuff, let's take a look at something that I found was quite novel, I guess I would say. We'll open Vantage here. And normally Vantage is kind of boring, but this particular thing in Vantage is quite interesting. You see up here, I'll just bring the laptop a little closer. It says ThinkPad X1 Extreme Gen 4 I. Now, what we've seen generally with the Lenovo products recently is they use I when they're planning on releasing an AMD variant, or they've just been doing that a lot, but you know, that suggests we might see an AMD variant of the Gen 4 Extreme. When will that come out? I have no clue, but that is interesting. And I will keep an eye out for that. And if I do see it come out, I'll probably check it out because that sounds pretty awesome. But I doubt it'll come out in the P line. So you'll get stuck with the X1 branding. But actually, yeah. Before we get too far into things, let's just take a look at the laptop because no one else has really reviewed the thing so far. Here's the outside. We've got that carbon fiber esque finish on it. I don't really know if it's actually carbon fiber. It's just kind of a feel. If you look really closely here, you can actually see that there's a black border around the carbon fiber. So it's not really like the whole lid is carbon fiber. That kind of bummed me out because I was hoping it looked nicer than that. This kind of just looks like a cheap skin, which is unfortunate. Here we have the X1, which kind of makes me think that this is like screen printed on or something, but there you go, X1 below the ThinkPad logo. Doesn't actually look that bad in person. And we have this like brushed black metal Lenovo logo here. Big vents. You can actually see the fan there. Not obstructed at all. Same on this side. I mean, there's that cover there. And this is covered here. But that's probably just to promote airflow in a certain direction. It doesn't actually obstruct the air intake. So I'm not too concerned about that. Actually, this whole area is covered here too, so that is interesting as well. Here we have, this is interesting, it says right over here, ThinkPad X1 Extreme Gen 4 carbon fiber plus magnesium chassis. Nice. I can't speak today. Anyway. Think they'll release Alder Lake Zen 3 Plus version of this. That, maybe. I mean, that might be what they're waiting for. But oh, Alder Lake as in 12th gen? Excuse me if I'm not super familiar with yeah, 12th gen. So do you think they'll release it with Alder Lake? Gen 5 will probably be when they actually release that. Zen 3 Plus will also probably come with that. But yeah. So let's get some stuff installed. Before we really dive in again, one more time, I have the power brick. Here's the power brick. Not that big. Not that big of a deal. 230-watt brick. If you don't think you can handle a 230-watt brick, I would recommend getting a smaller laptop because, I mean, come on. If you need something smaller for, like, travel, for, like, airplanes or something, then I understand, but, you know. Be reasonable. Anyway, let's get this plugged in. And while I'm doing that, I will get Ada64 running. Well, at least I'll start installing stuff from my flash drive here. I didn't go over the I/O, but there's a lot of it. And if you go on Lenovo.com, you can see it really quick. So I probably won't I won't deep dive that by any means. Let's get hardware info 64 first. Oh, I downloaded the latest version. Damn. Anyway, there we go. Any questions so far? Can get a 100-watt GAN brick? Yeah, I have one of those. It unfortunately is kind of loose in outlets, but that's okay. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask during the stream. Be more than happy to respond. More than happy to look into things for people, just in case, because the whole point of this is to help you make sure you know what you're buying. So that's why I do live streams. It's fun. How's the keyboard? Let me look here. From what I recall, by typing my password in like 2 or 3 times, it felt good. Felt like a pretty standard ThinkPad keyboard. I'll have to do a little, you know, sanity checking for sure here in a second. Also, I might have to turn down the screen brightness because it looks like it's blowing the camera out a little. Non-commercial use only. Okay. Sorry, guys. Anyway. So I'm just going to take a quick look here. Yep, we're in single channel. Hardware info confirms it. You can see it says single channel right there. I think you can see that. Oh, I should probably end the poll. There we go. Yep, single channel. Yep. It's hard to see what you guys can see. 1.5 millimeters, same as carbon. Oh, the actual actuation distance. I can measure that if you want me to. It'll be a second, but I can grab the tool for that. It's just not in my room right now. Is that something you guys want to see for sure? Because if so, I'll go grab that. But let me just notepad. This is a test of the keyboard to ensure that Lenovo didn't mess up the keyboard somehow like they have in the past. Oh yeah, that feels quite good. This is a nice keyboard. Reminds me of the Legion 5 Pro. Just a little cleaner feeling, as you would expect. Alright, sounds good. I will measure. 1 second. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I will play quiet music, hopefully. Or I'll play something really loud by accident. I just don't want to have, like, silent stream for, like, 5
How to
minutes.
replace the base enclosure. Removal.
I'm sorry. How to replace the base enclosure. I'll have to... I'm not even going to show that. That is, like, the stupidest video. Alright, I'll be right back. We're back after a short delay. Alrighty, I'm back. Also, excuse the TV in the background. I have to have my door open, otherwise it'll be like 90 degrees in here. So, anyway, let's do a little measuring. So, the way you generally measure this is you take something like whatever this is called. I totally forgot the name of it already, but you take one of these, you push out the little beam on the bottom, and then I'll just line it up with the keys here. Actually, let me set the target here. So 1.5 millimeters. So let's get this set to 1.5. So that's pretty much as close to 1.5 as it gets. It's 1.51. All right. And I'll just set this down on these keys. And it looks like we're about 1.5. So now I'll just remove this. Push down gently. Actually, lift up gently. So, yep, 1.5 millimeters. That is our travel. A little closer to 1.4, but that is what our key travel is, roughly. So there you go. Yep, calipers. Yep, thank you. Can't you just Google it? No. I've got the tool, man. Why would I Google it? But I know, I do say that as I have a display calibrator on hand and I don't use it to test anything because I don't know how. Ooh, that's how I operate. Anyway, so specs. I wanted to look at the monitor because we don't know what actually panel they're using. There we go. So this is a LP160 UQ1-SPB1. So let's look this up. Far cry from 2 millimeters in older business laptops. Yeah, it's a shame. This suffered from slow memory timings like in the Legion 5. We'll take a look at that. I would say no, because the issue with the Legion 5 is more so an issue of 8 gigabyte modules. It looks like this panel is not specified anywhere on the internet, so welcome to the first place in the world you'll hear about this model number. Anyway. But yeah, so slow timings, that won't be an issue, and I'll explain that just real quick here. Basically, with 8 gig modules, you have... I'll just demonstrate with this stick, actually. So this is an old DDR3 module. So it's not... Whoop. Mike, there we go. So this is not literally the same as DDR4, necessarily. But, so you can see this side we've got modules, this side we got modules. And I mean, this is a pretty dense RAM stick right here. But the thing is with the 8 gigs is that instead of like, you know, 4 chips, this has 8, but let's imagine there's 4. Instead of there's 4 here and then 4 here, so each module is 1 gigabyte on each half. The bad DIMMs have 2 gigabyte modules on one side and then nothing on the other side. And what that results in is worse bandwidth, and the bandwidth causes problems with general memory speed. So when you've got more chips, I mean, you're better in generally more tasks. That's a really bad way of explaining it, but one rank X16 is worse than one rank X8, and if you can find that spec, look for the ones with the one rank X smaller number. They'll be better, generally. Anyway, is it rank 8 or 16? It's guaranteed to be 8. You can't make a 32 gigabyte JEDEC module with one rank X16. You can only do that with 8 gigabyte and smaller. 16 gig is too big to be X16. So you don't even need to worry about it with 16 gig DIMMs. Generally, single 16 gig RAM is fine. Has RAM chips on both sides. Yep. It's a nice simple explanation. Yeah. It's not that hard to understand. It's just getting the information is difficult from people for whatever reason. Yeah. If anyone's still unclear on that, I mean, I can iterate a little more on it because I was very much oversimplifying there, and not everyone responds well to that, but I mean, we'll figure it out together. So this panel has a little bit of a matte finish on it. It's pretty much gloss, but it's, you know, matte enough where it does not reflect horribly like on the not the Surface, the framework we looked at recently. Okay, so which SSD is this? This is the PM9A1 PCIe 4.0 SSD. So this is probably, yeah, this is an OEM 980 Pro, as someone said in chat already a while ago. Props to whoever said that. Wait, so is this single RAM better than two 8 gig sticks in dual? No. Intel, especially this generation, does not respond well to single channel memory. If you look at one of Jared's videos recently, he talked about this with the Acer Nitro 5. I think it's his latest video, where in single channel, Tiger Lake is really bad compared to AMD in single channel, because AMD in single channel can do okay. Tiger Lake in single channel is horrendous. It's terrible. So when you put the extra DIMM in it, it actually makes a significant difference. I do have my Framework laptop on hand. I'll just rip the memory out of because it's got a good set of 16 gig DIMMs in it. So there's that at least. I'll get my stress test stuff installed because this is a world first here. We're going to actually stress test the computer properly and not in a really dumb way like we've seen so far. I know there's some stress testing that's been done on the forums, but it hasn't been very thorough and it's been missing a lot of information. So we're going to fix that problem with Furmark and Ada. Now you may be saying, but Code Husky, Furmark is way too intensive for a workstation. And to that I say, rendering a video, and that's all I have to say. Just like, don't, anyone who's kind of pushing that, I mean, I know it's not, you didn't come up with it yourself, you heard it from someone else, but anyone pushing that is not, doesn't know what they're talking about, to be quite honest. Stress testing is necessary for testing thermal control of laptops, and if it can't handle a stress test, if a stress test kills the computer, if a stress test causes it to overheat horribly, it needs better thermal management. Speaking of which, before we actually dive in, I gotta show you something cool. Why do you say it's fine though? Like it's worse on a 3? Oh yeah, I'm saying it's unacceptable. I'm saying that it's, I didn't say it was fine. I said the DIMM was good, but that's it. Anyway, looking away from chat here for a second, I gotta talk about this because this is cool, and I noticed this while I had the laptop open just right away before I got started here. Lenovo actually changed the way they do the thermal control on the ThinkPad here. So traditionally, you've done like FN plus Q, just the 2 key combo to switch thermal profiles, or you had to go into Vantage, and it was very annoying. But on this laptop, you don't have to do that. You just use literally the Windows battery icon over here. And this is performance, this is balanced, and this is quiet mode. That makes sense. Do this. Do this more. This is good. Having to do like a bunch of arbitrary OEM garbage to make that work is horribly stupid and horribly clunky when we have this lovely interface here. Just take advantage of it, guys. Come on. Now, I hope this gets to the Legions at some point, because this is way superior to like having to go into Vantage or use like the Vantage pop-up thing to make it do it. I just want to do it in power settings because that's easy. Otherwise, I always have it cranked to best performance anyway. So, you know, very big brain. Yeah. Can you show the thickness of the laptop closed versus the PSU sandwiched together? Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough to me. I'll do that. So we've got the side of the laptop here. I'll drop my camera down a little. Oh no, the depths. There we go. So we got here. And the power brick will go right here. Now this is the front of the laptop. That's lower. So I'm going to move the back over in front of the camera. And then I'm going to put the power brick here. And you can see it's almost flush. I'll actually tilt this a little. Almost completely flush there. So power brick. Oh, it's actually under a cable. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty much flush with the laptop. So not that big of a difference size-wise. It's about as thick as the computer. So if you get a laptop bag, it'll be fairly balanced thickness-wise because of that. Okay. Let me lower the camera down a little bit, actually. There. Slightly better comfortable angle. That'll affect all future videos, too. So enjoy floor husky, I guess. This is nice. I'm hoping the price comes down instead of costing 4K. Oh, yeah, I agree. And if you are considering buying one, be sure to use my links because you know why. It makes me money. But, you know, I'm not going to just outright recommend this thing as it is because that RAM thing is stupid. That is the dumbest thing ever. And we also haven't stress tested it yet. So hold on. Don't buy it yet. Getting ahead of myself here. Oh, this program's not free. Oh, this has a Tiger Lake. This means the current version of Ada does not fully support your system. Sure. Yeah, I'll just submit a hardware report to them. I mean, it won't make a difference, but whatever. So apparently Tiger Lake's not fully supported by Ada64, which makes me happy I don't actually have a license for it because I'd be kind of upset if if the thing I was paying for wasn't up to date, you know. Submit the final wire. Oh no, guys, you're going to get my business email that I have on my YouTube channel. There we go. Cool. All done. Now give me a free license. Thank you. Anyway, let's go to Unified. So we have CPU wattage, CPU clock, CPU temp. We've got one core temp. I'll load up hardware info 64 as well so that we can take a look at individual core temps. And we'll use it for commercial use even though it says not to. Even though technically it's not commercial use, it's educational use. So I'll just argue it's educational use, I guess. Anyway, scroll down, core temps. And there we go. Okay, so we're in a good spot now. And we'll just fire up Furmark. GPU stress. Go. So let's double check our wattages here. GPU is running at 94 watts, actually. There we go. Now it's at 89. That's intriguing. Okay, so we're running at around 100 watts. It's going somewhere between 80 and 90. Actually, it's settled around 90. So I wonder if this is the 90-watt system. The guy just didn't know what he was talking about. Okay, so now I'm going to disable stress and cache, and we won't stress the memory. We'll just stress the CPU and FPU. Go. Alrighty, so look at our core clock. So we've got cores spiking. We're at, whoop. Hello. Oh, computer froze. We're back. Okay, that was weird. Anyway, so reset this. We're thermal throttling, obviously. We're at around 41 watts in the CPU here, and we're at around 94 degrees Celsius, 39, 40. And GPU's running at 80 watts. And it's running at around 80 degrees Celsius. Okay. So, 37 watts. Ouch. Our core delta is pretty high. We have cores that are on 96 and we have cores that are on 88. So that tells me that we have like a bad thermal paste application of some kind. But it is also somewhat oscillating between them. So it might just be cores throttling at intervals. So I don't know necessarily. Take a look here again. Yep, we've just been kind of tanking. That is a shame, actually. I had a little bit of hope for this thermal system. Actually, Core 1 has actually just been sitting really cool this entire time. That is strange. Is it going to get hot now? 88. I'll just let this warm up a little. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like we're looking at a 35 watt by 80 watt system. And that's, given the form factor, that's a little disappointing. I'm actually kind of bummed. I was hoping it would not have a single problem, but it appears that we are struggling slightly. Now, also, what we can do in just like a 3 minutes or so here, do you think it's worth testing the laptop elevated? I do think so. Do you guys want to see how much that affects CPU temp? Oh god, we dropped to 28 watts. Ouch. 29? Why? Why is this their thermal management? I don't understand. You're pulling air through the keyboard? Yeah, a little bit. Oh, I don't have my thermal camera in here. The highest end has a vapor chamber. Yeah, this has the vapor chamber. It's a 3070 model has it too. Latest updates installed? Yep. I had high hopes. Yeah, I did too, man. Okay, well, what I will say, actually, this is significantly better than last year because the Gen 3 was horrid. It's just garbage. This is actually closer to good. Now, when it comes to, like, trying to think here. Theoretically, like, you could liquid metal this and probably get a bit better of a result. Also, I don't know how good the ThinkPad paste is in general. And also, oh god, that is hot, hot, hot there. I'm going to go get a thermal camera. I'm going to let this run. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments while we're out. Oh my god. Alright, we're back now. Okay. So, let's take a look. I'm just going to take a picture of the computer. I won't take a picture of, like, most of the screen because I don't really need to do that. I'll adjust the... There. Okay. So here's our thermal image. This won't mean anything, but you can see, you know, we've got cool air coming in through the keyboard here and everything. We've got a hot spot there and a hot spot right over here. And I'm just going to see how hot those spots are, actually. Funny that the Legion Slim 7 can even do 35 plus 80. And here we are, ThinkPad Vapor Chamber can now do 35 plus 80. Gaming versus business laptop. Legion 5 can do 45 plus 125. Oh yeah, Legion 5 is way better than this, but it's also worth considering. Legion 5 is way thicker. This is a very slim machine. At the same time, that's not really excusable because the Razer Blade 14 is like way smaller than this and has way better thermals. So push and pull, blah blah blah. So our hottest temp in that image is 56.5 degrees Celsius, and that's up above, like at the you know, the hot spot above the keyboard, which no one ever touches anyway, so it doesn't really matter there. I'm going to do a little box here, and we're going to see how hot like the keyboard use area is on average. Okay, so on average, keyboard deck area is around 40 degrees Celsius. In the middle here, it's actually a little closer to like 50 degrees Celsius, which is not very nice. But the areas like on the far sides, they're closer to like 38 degrees Celsius. I mean, on the right here too, 39. So very cool. On the palm rest, we're going to go below the keyboard completely here. On average, it's around 35 degrees Celsius. But we do have some hot spots that are worth note. So the hottest spot on the bottom of the keyboard deck is, as you can see by the red triangle, it's right below that key there, and it's 50 degrees Celsius there. And I can feel that. It is hot there. That is horribly uncomfortable. I mean, it probably cools off a little bit just by having my hand there, but I mean, that is hot. So, critique there. That should get resolved. There should probably be some insulation there or something. You can see that actually in the stress test, it's leveled out to 30 watts. And we're at around 90 degrees Celsius. And the GPU is at 80 watts, and it's at 83 degrees Celsius. So the GPU is actually pretty close to throttling, which is a shame. Intel just runs hotter than AMD too. Well, Intel consumes more power. It doesn't strictly run hotter. AMD technically runs hotter in the sense of it idles hotter, but that's just mainly because of like thermal density and stuff. What performance mode am I in? As far as I know, I'm in max performance according to Windows over here. And apparently according to Vantage, that's how you get the biggest, best performance. The fans are quite high cranked and everything right now, so let's see what happens when I lift the computer here. What will I use to lift it? Do I have a decibel meter? I do, but I don't know where it is. I misplaced it a while ago, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would use it. I talked about this just a minute ago, but in Vantage, they don't actually show performance modes anymore. I'll show that again. You can see, we'll go to power, and we'll go to here, and it says, the feature has modes listed below, and now is adjusted by Windows Performance Power Slider. You can access it by clicking the battery icon. So, left side is quiet mode, center is balanced, and right side is performance mode. And currently, I'm in performance, so if that system's working correctly, then I am indeed doing that. So, let's see here. Your computer will turn on airplane mode when it detects an airplane onboard environment. Okay. Oh, it prevents you from blowing up your outlet, I guess. Cool. No, don't open my camera. Do I have the thing where I can, I can. Yeah. Actually, no, I won't do that. Alright, how's the fan noise subjectively? Okay, well, with it elevated like this, it's quite loud and audible, but you can see that the temperatures have gone down a little bit. We're now at like 85 instead of 90, but, I mean, let's look at the GPU. Oh, GPU's actually cooled off a lot too. Now it's around 78 instead of, okay, just reset again. Anyway, it's around 82 instead of it's around 77 instead of 82 degrees Celsius, which is definitely preferred, and that'll save you some throttling, but it is amusing that it throttled so bad until I elevated the computer. Yeah, might need a bigger foot on the bottom, guys. What is going on? Why does it keep doing this? Okay, I'm going to turn off the stress test here in a second, but I mean, you can see. Okay, I'm going to put this down. It is quite loud, I'll be honest. It's not the quietest machine. It's definitely louder than the Blade 14. And again, it's unfortunate because it's not running very well performance-wise. Will advanced power profile be available on older laptops too? I don't know. What are CPU temps elevated? They dropped to around 84 degrees Celsius in general, but now they're going back up to around 90s. I mean, you can see they're currently listed around 80s, but they'll climb back up to the 90s really quickly here. Yeah, so that's that. And the thing is too, with the Intel CPU, this is going to perform way worse in general compared to the Blade 14 for my work, just because of the fact that the CPU is limited to like 30 watts under sustained load. And also, this is horribly loud. Like, oh my god. I mean, I want somewhat of a quiet computer when I'm working because it's less distracting for me, and I just find loud fans annoying, as do most people. But this is loud to a point where it's, I mean, sure, I'm doing a full system stress, but does it really need to be this audible? I mean, I would judge these are probably like 55 decibel fans, and that's quite loud. Anyway, so now that we're not stress testing, it should dip down here. Temps are dropping. CPU is still like boosting for some reason. What is running? Nothing. Okay. So yeah, there's that. I don't know if, are we like pinned in terms of frequency right now? Yeah, core clock is spiking to like 4. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, low 80s under load is generally fine. Yeah, I know. Can you stress test that with the medium performance setting? Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not? Let's see what happens when we're imbalanced. Maybe it'll be a little quieter and generally better. 864 again, Furmark again. We'll reset here. Actually, I gotta let this cool down first, but one thing to keep in mind is since the heat spreader is a vapor chamber, there might be some odd characteristics of the way the temps are because, you know, everything's kind of circulating in one big vapor chamber. I don't know if they have it segmented off or not, but if it is not, then all of the heat can kind of just spin around in the middle and cause weird things to happen temperatures wise. I don't know. We'll see. So once we get down to somewhat close to ambient, I'll start it again. By the way, we will be checking out that Schenker laptop shortly here. Mainly because I was expecting this particular machine to be a bit more exciting, and unfortunately it's kind of more of a like, okay. Now it'll be up to battery life to kind of make up for it, but given that this is the 4K panel or whatever, I don't have super high hopes. I imagine it's probably going to be quite poor. It'll probably be around 8 hours, maybe. Probably closer to 7 in terms of actual usage, which is really no better than the Blade. And considering how much bigger this is, no, not really a fan of that. Hello. Okay, so we're closer to ambient now. So, oh my gosh, the keyboard deck is still toasty. Guess that's what happens when you warm up plastic. So now I think it's plastic, and I think this top deck is just like a plastic finish, but I'm not entirely sure. I was kind of hoping that it would be metal of some kind, but it's also a ThinkPad, so you know, it is a little better that it's not metal, so that it can take a few hits. It's got like a soft touch feel on here. It's not the grippy, rubbery kind. It's just like the, you know, not matte smooth plastic. It's got a coating on it. I wouldn't call it premium because everything can have that coating on it and it doesn't have to be good. So we'll just start the stress test here, and then we'll start this. Turn off the cache stress and the memory stress, and let's see what happens. 57 watts. $55 watts. 52 watts. I should restart. Yep, so we're at 50 watts. We spiked to 57. GPU is at around 60 watts actually. 57 watts. 54 watts. It's probably going to stay around 50. Yeah, 50 watts probably target. And then the CPU is going to be around 28. Really? You're really going to throttle down to 28 right away, man? That's horrible. What? Come on, go back up. Is the screen glossy or matte? It's matte, but it's somewhat glossy matte finish. It's not like a true gloss. Temp delta and cores looks like it needs to be repasted. Yeah, I kind of agree, to be honest. It would be interesting to repaste it and see how it performs, since right now the thermals are just terrible, but, you know, we'll see. I do have some aeronaut, which I can put on here, and that might make a big difference, so I'll see. Would you guys want to see repaste on stream or not? Because I can probably do it on stream, but, you know. Fans any different? Oh, yeah, the fans are significantly quieter. I mean, I can hardly hear them over the fan and background noise now. And I mean my ceiling fan, so considerably better. But it's also power limiting to like 25 watts in the CPU, so not a big fan of that. Why don't we monitor this? I want to monitor that. Running at around 3,700 RPM, I guess. Yeah, the core delta is pretty bad, though. Yeah, we've got 84 degrees Celsius, and we have like a 72 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that's bad. Repaste stream. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do it. Liquid metal? No. What's the point of 230 watt brick when the CPU goes into 30 watt under load? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this one might be defective. And if it is defective, that's quite funny. Because that's just on brand here. Everything I get's broken. So, why is CPU... Okay, so it's limiting the CPU to like 80% util? Is that what it's doing? Yeah, somehow it's like restricting the CPU usage. That's funny. Cool. Good for you, Lenovo. You figured out how to break everything. Okay, so... Yep, 50 watt. Okay, so this is literally 2550 profile. Now let's go to quiet mode. Let's see what happens. So now we're in super quiet. I can't even hear any sort of fan, anything anymore. It's just dead silent. Power limit is plummeting. I mean, we're down to 18 watts now. which is I don't know how bleh. I don't know how they would consider that usable, but you know, sure, Lenovo. I guess that's fine. And then the GPU is still at 50 watts. What? Huh. 3080 is pretty impressive for ThinkPad standards. Yeah, I know. I know. For a ThinkPad, it's good. For everything else, it's not. But, you know, we can also just run the good old validating a single component stress test, which we'll do right now. Let's see what happens when we stress only the CPU. Go to best performance. We'll wait for everything to cool down. And then we'll stress test just the CPU to make sure that we're consistent with everything. And then we'll stress test just the GPU, and we'll see that that's consistent. And then we'll go, oh, so I guess the thermal system's just bad. And then, yeah. Tragic. Yeah, I agree. It's very sad. I was hoping that this would actually be replacement worthy, but I don't know now. What was that ping for? Okay, I'm going to say this is close enough, and I'm just going to start the stress test now. So let's see what the single component power limits are and stuff. 100 watt. Okay. No, PL1 is not 109 watts. That is ridiculous. Now it's at 60. This will give us a good indication of if the CPU is legitimately just bad thermal paste. Because if we're running the CPU stress test and it's peaking really bad on like one core, then we'll know right away. But if it's all of the cores spiking really bad, then we're fine. If one of the cores is staying really cold all the time, then that's also a problem. 82 and 95 on the same CPU. Okay then. Yeah, we might need a repaste actually. Because that's quite horrible. That's probably why we're throttling so bad. Yeah, we got some hot cores. What I've had work before is actually just loosening the heatsink and then tightening it back down. And sometimes that fixes stuff. Just because it kind of moves the... Oh, I'm a bit out of focus. I'm sorry, guys. It fixes the... the thermal paste kind of moves around a little bit, and then that fixes the, you know, gaps in the thermal paste. And also tightening things down or just pushing on the heatsink physically with your fingers can make all the difference. So let's see. But I don't want to do that with a vapor chamber because that might damage it, so whatever. So maximum we've seen on core 0 is 88. Maximum we've seen on core 6 is 90. And the highest we've seen on core 5 is 99. So that's an issue for sure. So we'll take a look at that later. Actually, right now. We'll do it right now. I'll go see if I have my thermal compound because I wasn't actually expecting to do this. And I'll let the computer cool off. And we'll see if we can repaste this thing because that is unacceptable thermal performance, just to be honest. Maybe I have it in here. I don't know exactly. I might not even have thermal compound on hand. At least not anything I would be comfortable using. Could be Windows 10 leaching in the background. Maybe. Are you planning on sending this back? I might. If the thermal paste thing doesn't fix it, then I probably will. But if it runs better with a repaste, then I might consider holding on to it. I'm not sure. Why did I close the temp monitoring? That was kind of stupid. Okay, yep. Alright, don't monitor it then, please. Can you send it back after repaste? Yeah. Lenovo doesn't care. They just want their motherboard back. Okay, so at the very least that compound's not in here, so I'll be right back. I'll go look for it real quick. Yeah, I don't think I have that actually. At least thermal paste. I mean, I don't know where it is. Oh, it might be over here. Yeah, well, I guess not today. But we can definitely reseat the heatsink. So that's what we'll be doing now. And we'll just open the laptop up and take a look inside. So here we go. Yep, no thermal paste. I'm sorry. I was not expecting to do that today, so didn't have that prepped or anything, unfortunately. But I will do that later. I'll get something ordered and I'll take a look. Oh, I should probably go and disable it in the BIOS, but whatever. It'll be okay. Whoops. Okay, so these are Phillips head. That's fine, just toothpick it, yeah. I'll just be loosening the heatsink and then screwing it back down, so. Okay, so is Phillips head 0 the correct size? Nope. Probably Phillips head 1. Yep. Okay, so it's Phillips head 1. Are these captive screws? Looks like they might be. They appear to be captive. I'm glad that it says that it's got carbon fiber and magnesium on the bottom, because then you can brag to everybody and be like, guys, I have a carbon fiber magnesium laptop. Isn't that cool? So, now this should open somehow. Let me double check the screws. I think I'll have to check the hardware maintenance manual here. If they soldered LAN, that would be sad, yeah. X1 Extreme Gen 4 hardware. Oh, yeah, parts lookup. $20Y5. But yeah, it will be interesting if it does turn out that they have an AMD model coming of this, because that should have plenty of useful information. Well, that should actually be just in general quite interesting. So, removal, base cover assembly. So you remove the screws. Wow, they really weren't very specific here. Okay, so you unscrew it and then you lift. Okay. Well, Lenovo. I guess I need a pry tool. While we're in here, I'll actually install that other DIMM. There we go. Now it lifts up and away. Easy. Okay, so we'll take a look at the inside real quick here. Is this supposed to have a squishy pad? I think so. Huh. Well, whatever. I like that FRU label is just not on there, but also, wow. A lot of like the adhesive stuff in here is not actually properly applied down. It's just really loose. This one might be a little sloppy, guys. What is going on here? Oh, it's like a copper heat spreader. Huh. Okay. So here's the inside. It's like got a... looks like a metal subframe, maybe? I don't know. Overall, pretty well built. Okay. Put that aside. They're all captive screws nicely. Nice. Top-down view. Yeah, I would like to have one in the future. Unfortunately, I'm not quite awesome enough to do that. So I can, however, lift my camera and move my camera and give you generally a top-down shot. Heat pipes, I thought it's a vapor chamber. So we'll talk about that right now. So you see this right here? This plate underneath? That's the vapor chamber. The heat pipes are on top of the vapor chamber. Now, that might be what's hurting the cooling here, because if the vapor chamber was directly on this, it would probably cool a lot better, but that's just not how it's done here, unfortunately. So, I mean, could be bad, could be good. I don't know necessarily if that's the best solution or not, but, you know, that it is the way it is. However, let's get to doing things here. Actually, this M.2 SSD has a copper heat spreader, but no connection to the back chassis, so I guess they don't really care about that. Hybrid vapor chamber, yeah. All that room wasted on cooling to hit 99 degrees. Yeah, no kidding. So here's our big piece of plastic blocking our DIMM. That'll move and put in the correct location. This is built horribly. Like, this is appalling. I mean, if I was managing a factory, I'd be like, what is going on? Let me get the framework. Looks like the same 88 blade fan from Razer. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. Sounds right. Just bear with me here. I want to put the DIMM in before we mess with the cooling. Well, actually, I just want to replace the RAM in general. Okay, open. And open. Come on now, get out of there. Just wanted to put something into the framework here. Oh, by the way, here we go. Here's the DIMM. I don't know if that's actually legible. So this is... crap. I'll just set this stuff aside for now. Okay. Real quick on the RAM. I think this is readable. There we go. Clear shot. Other side. It says bad on it. Yeah. Cool. I'll put the good memory in now. Jeez. Man, this is really sloppy construction, just to be honest. It's kind of disappointing. Okay, so now let's get this giant piece of copper on top of the heat pipes away for a second. Here's our little copper spreader that probably is just for comfort reasons. Now let's test this. So is this screwdriver too big? Well, let's check the smaller bit first. That's too small. Okay, so this is probably ideal. So I'm going to loosen 4, 2, 3, 5, and 1. Now I'm going to tighten 5. 4, 3, 2, push on it a little, and 1. Now these are spring loaded, so the support they give the heatsink is pressure from the springs installed on the screws themselves, and less so anything else. So there's that at least. So I mean, I guess this, how is this even on here? To be honest, I don't know. I was gonna assume like this. It's not even that important. It's just a piece. So there. Now it's on there again. Got that on there. Slightly looks, it looks a little bit more organized now. So real quick, we got our Wi-Fi module over here, unfortunately soldered, which is quite sad. Normally you'd have a WAN module over here. but instead it's like a chipset, and it looks like they have a bunch of power components underneath this giant hot plate. Here's the chipset here. That probably just have like thermal pads on them or something. Oh boy, that's that's literally loose right here. That's good. Good stuff. Yeah, okay, everything looks mostly fine. Here we go. We got FRU label, which should probably have a label there, but there's no label there for some reason or another. Cool. There's your battery. Take a look at the battery. 90 watt hour battery. Close ups of the fans. Take a look at the RAM real quick in shot. Okay, that's probably all I needed. You can see the speakers are about that big, and the speakers are passably loud. I'll go into more detail later, but let's just get the back on. It's a sheet to protect the pipes in case of leakage, maybe. Water spill. Oh, maybe. Only one SSD slot in a 16-inch laptop, not very good. Yeah. No, but you see, you get a vapor chamber that doesn't do anything. Yeah. Yeah, man. It is the truth, isn't it? Also, I'm glad that they routed the speaker wire directly on top of a screw. Makes that, like, impossible to... You basically have to remove the speakers to remove the battery. Nice, Lenovo. Thank you. Anyway. Peek here, just... Here's the internals versus the back cover. Good ventilation in general. There is literally no cooling for the SSD. It doesn't even allow airflow over it, so that's cool. Neat. Anyway, let's get this slotted back in here. Welcome to 2021 Lenovo, I guess. Cool. At the very least, I didn't need to switch screwdriver bits. I guess that's my main positive observation out of this. That service options are at least easy to access, which is always a plus. However, 1M.2 is kind of stupid. Especially given that half the motherboard is just a giant heat plate that doesn't do anything. Cool, Lenovo. Very cool. Now, hopefully, like, Gen 5 would be, like, super awesome, but I think we're kind of on the verge of somewhere between garbage and great. And unfortunately, we're kind of dancing on, like, the garbage end of it. Are both fan intake, or is one of them exhaust? No, they're both intake. No laptop on the planet pulls air in from the bottom, and if it does, it's a dumb design. If it vents out the bottom, then hopefully it's designed to accommodate that correctly, like the blades. If it doesn't vent out the bottom, then that's cool, bro. Anyway, drop the camera back down and fix everything again. Uh-oh. There we go. So now it's probably just training our memory in. It's going to take its sweet time. My favorite. It'll be a little bit here, but it'll get back going. Power again. It'd be amusing if I killed it literally just by pushing on the heatsink and installing new RAM. The original promotion material said liquid metal, but they changed it. So maybe it was designed for liquid metal at first. Oh yeah, that's true. I think Lenovo in general had issues with liquid metal. It would make sense why the thermal setup like just is moronic right now, if that was the original choice, because then they would have been like, well, how much can we push it? There we go. Took like 3 boots to get going, but we're back now. Yeah, let's press enter. I want to go to the BIOS. BIOS? Nope. Well, that's sad. I wanted to go to the BIOS. So yeah, the speakers, they are actually fully over the speaker grills, so they don't have like distortion or anything because of that. Okay, we're back in Windows. And we've officially reseated the heatsink, kind of. So let's see what happens here. Hardware info 64. Of course, you know, there's always the whole, well, you could just toothpick this, the thermal compound around that's on there and fix it, but no, idle temps are stupid. Don't pay attention to that, because when the computer starts, it does really spiky load stuff, so. What we care about is core temps under stress. I've been using liquid metal on X1C 6 for 2 years, no issues. Yeah, I know. I could liquid metal this, but do I really want to? Not really. Do I really want to run that risk? Not really. Lenovo doesn't really like it when you liquid metal things and break them and then be like, hey, I need ADP. They'll pretty much be like, well, you broke it. So it's not like you dropped it and it exploded, you know. It's kind of like user inflicted damage in a way. But yeah, so let's just start right now, maybe. Now, I don't know why the computer keeps freezing. It's very annoying, but it's probably something to do with the monitoring software. Actually, I'm going to open up Event Viewer because that's very weird. This computer might legitimately be broken. System. Okay, so error. What happened? There's literally no detail in this. Okay. System. I wonder if it's still doing like weird driver updates or something. Well, okay. Anyway, let's just start the stress test here. Now monitor temps on the right side here. Wow, one of them immediately went up to 95, but it's actually dropped down. We're throttling still. 50 watts. Yeah, no, CPU temps still seem bad. Our maximums are still way different between Core 0 and Core 7, so I don't necessarily know why it's doing that. I hope it's not like weird power management or something, but I don't know. I mean, 50 watts is probably more than this thing can hit. It's so weird because the core temperatures are like 80-ish and also 90-ish, but like we're throttling horribly. There, that's actually better. So Core 0 has never thermal throttled, and the rest of them have. Interesting. Yeah, I think we need a repaste, but some said it took their X1 Extreme Gen 4 3 hours in Windows Update to calm and back down. Yeah, I mean, Core 0 might only be so cold because it's like reserving CPU bandwidth for like 2 hours. So, you know, maybe it'll calm down. But yeah, I think we need a repaste. So some said it took their X1 Extreme Gen 4 3 hours in Windows Update to calm and back down. Yeah, I mean, Core 0 might only be so cold because it's like reserving CPU bandwidth for like well, CPU time for just updating, but I have no idea. I have a pretty fast internet connection, so it should be pretty much done if it's downloading things. Do I have an Ubuntu Live CD? I don't think I do right now, fortunately. Actually, I might. Hold on. Let's look. I think this counts. Let me take a look. My cursed exposed USB drive. ESD USB. I don't think so. Nope. I think this is also Windows. Yeah, okay. So if we do any kind of Ubuntu, it'll have to be flashed onto a drive. Maybe, is it on this drive here, maybe? Oh, please insert a disk. Okay, yep, that's broken. I honestly don't know what I flashed it onto last time, but I'll just flash it onto this drive real quick. It doesn't take too long. There we go. Down here. I already have it downloaded at the very least, so. Okay, so Rufus. Yep, select the disk. Ubuntu. MBR. Yep. Okay. Yeah, so basically we have like 5 cores that are just throttling nonstop, and 3 of them are generally okay. So it is interesting that core 0 is never throttling. It looks like we should be getting around 82 to 86 degrees Celsius right now, not like 96. So yeah. That's great. I'll get some thermal compound, though, on order, and I'll do that next week. Okay, well, I think we've seen what we need to see at this point, to be honest. At least thermally. What else do you guys want to see with this? Or should I pull out the 14-inch while we're waiting for the live CD? Because that'll take a few minutes. Can I try undervolting? Oh, sure, yeah. We'll see. Throttle stop. Just get rid of this on pin. Oh, yeah, it's actually set this as default. Now, I kind of do wish that the keyboard deck was not soft touch, because I don't like that coding. But it is what it is. Also, it's probably possible to unlock undervolting with this thing, but it also might not be, because the way you have to do it involves a lot of weird BIOS variable editing within like the OS, which does not tend to bode well for things. So, you know, nope, it does not look like we have undervolting options. It's disabled in throttle stop, so that means that it's probably blocked on the thermal level, well, firmware level. We could fix that. I don't know if it would work right now. This is a Phoenix BIOS, so it's not like inside, so I can't just edit it directly in the OS. Well, so since that didn't work, anything else you guys have questions about? Like, I mean, the speakers get quite loud, which is nice. They're front-facing, obviously, but they sound pretty good. They don't distort. They have pretty good representation of a lot of the frequencies, pretty evenly from what I've been able to tell. I don't have like a frequency analyzer, but it seems like it's pretty good. When there's a fight at school. Okay. Also, we got a privacy shutter here. Boom. Now it's red. And now it's not red. Now you have a camera. Now it does need to be open for Windows Hello though, so keep that in mind for sure. Run through I/O real quick. Right side, AC adapter, 2 Thunderbolts, HDMI port. We have headphone jack, SD card, 2 Type A, and a Kensington. Also, one thing we can check is we can see how much bandwidth the Thunderbolt ports are. Do you guys care if it's like X4 or X2? Is the camera 720p or 1080p? Let me take a look here. Um, 1080p, 1080p 30. There we go. So let's take a look at the Thunderbolt real quick. So this is a Lenovo eGPU, so it should work pretty well with this. It's a 1050 mobile. So it's as good as it is. Now I just need to wait for it to get fully set up here. Connection. Okay. Thunderbolt 4 ports. Thunderbolt 3 graphics dock. Okay, it's there. And do we actually have the GPU registering now? No. Go to Device Manager. Need to update this. NVIDIA. Oh, it doesn't actually have the driver. GeForce Experience. I'm surprised that it didn't come with a driver for that, but that's fine, I guess. Yeah, 1080p plus IR is pretty nice, for sure. I'm going to sign into this real quick. What about the UHD screen itself? Do you like it? It seems okay. I haven't actually tested the response times of it at all, and I did notice it was actually streaking quite a lot in the setup screen, which the Windows 10 setup is just about the right color to test like gray to gray stuff really well. The problem is it's not like by far the most objective measure of response time. So we'll take a look. That's my biggest concern. Otherwise, I mean, the panel looks good. It's calibrated. I don't have any measurements. I could take some measurements, but you know, I don't know how to use my tool, so I would if it could. And also, I'll just set that back to calibrated mode, so now it's actually calibrated. Don't optimize. I don't need to skip that. I just want to do this. Okay, there we go. So we're here now. Turn off battery boost, go to drivers, and let's just update the drivers because why not? Got it. Download. That should install for also our eGPU. I'm also going to download Minecraft here. Because Minecraft's actually a pretty good test of response times. Mainly because when you're running around, there's so much like kind of muted color that it smears really bad when the screen's bad. So it's immediately evident when you've got a bad panel. Pan away for one more second. You guys get to look at a Sony box. Very cool. Let's sign into Minecraft. Here we are. I don't know why I'm starting Minecraft when I'm installing a graphics driver. Oh, there we go. I'm glad literally everything's been airing while I'm doing this. Okay, our USB drive is done, so we'll be able to test Ubuntu in just a moment here. What do you mean you can't install? Oh, it probably has some stupid optimized quote-unquote driver here. I will uninstall that, and then we will install the normal one here. Just a moment. If it fails one more time, I'll do that. Okay, uninstall, delete this driver software. Bum 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 bum. And now we'll try again. Now it should install. Critical update for virtual reality. Still not working. That's good. I'll unplug the eGPU. Maybe it's confused. It was like, how do you have two? That's not allowed. Or it'll just fail again and I'll have to keep manually. Yep. Okay, cool. Thanks. That's great. Custom install then. I'm literally going to have to... Okay, NVIDIA drivers. Oh my god. RTX? RTX notebook. I need the... Oh, Minecraft opened. With no drivers. Okay. Why? Oh, GeForce. Oh, I'm stupid. 3070. Search. Holy crap, dude. Well, I'm going to quit that because we literally don't have drivers right now. And not having drivers is kind of stupid, so. Close, close, close. Might as well uninstall the existing NVIDIA stuff because we're just going to reinstall it anyway. Installed today. Yeah, I'm sure, man. Yep. We'll take a look at the Vision shortly here. I might as well just restart now. Very exciting, isn't it? I should note that the box this came in is actually quite nice looking. It was shrink wrapped, but it's this nice Think box. It's got a red bottom. Reminds me a lot of their docks. Oh, I have only top chat open. Whoops. Almost back now. Oh wow, guys, I'm on stream. It's crazy. And now we're signed in. I have a mic over my face and it signed me in very easily, so cool. Let's install that driver. Yep. And I'm gonna start unpacking that other laptop. So, actually, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wait because I want to open that in separate sections so that I can add a bookmark and say, okay, this is the point where I'm starting the part with the Vision 14. So we'll wrap things up here. I don't think we're gonna go much longer, you know, in terms of how far we're going. Yep, clean install. Three pings. Oh, Notebook Check just released the Slim 7 Pro and Legion 5 Pro reviews. Nice. The interesting experience of installing a graphics driver for 5 minutes. Yeah, if you have any questions about anything in general, like if you're like a general channel viewer or you just want to ask something about the X1E, let me know. Literally anything, I'll let you know here. Oh, do I have a screen color testing device? I do. I can try to use it, but I'm not very good with it, so we'll see. I don't imagine, I mean, this panel looks great, so I mean, if you need it specifically for like work, I'll do it, but I kind of want to wait for some more like reputable good results, because I don't know how accurate my calibrator is, because I got it literally for like $100 off eBay, so I haven't been able to validate it yet, and I don't want to give people like wrong information, you know. So what was the price of this model? Normally currently it's like around $4,000, $3,000. I got mine for $2,300 because I have access to the Perks at Work discount. So it's all right, pricing wise, except for the RAM. That's dumb, but not completely. What would I say? Not completely intolerable, I guess. There we go. I don't know why it wanted me to use the studio driver. That's kind of strange. So now, okay, there we go. Now I have the 1050 as well. Uh-oh. I have the 1050. Oh, I did. Now it's not there anymore. What happened? What? I might have to disable the 3070 to get it to behave. Yep, disable. Okay. Now I want my 1050, please. That's all I want. Come on. And now we have the 1050. There we go, finally. Okay, so now I can load up Minecraft. Oh, also, okay, the reason why I wanted to do that is I wanted to load up Hardware Info 64, and then I could just load it up and check the bandwidth on the PCIe 4. Close. No, not PCIe, Thunderbolt. And we are at 4. Okay, so this is the 4-lane Thunderbolt 4 port, so that's good. That's what you want. You can see now we have our RAM dual channel over here. I'll just zoom in so this is more obvious. We have the 1050 eGPU. This is the eGPU 1050. It's X4. And we have our RAM that I installed. 32 gigabytes of it. 2 16 gig DIMMs. Good to go. Okay, so good. We know that the Thunderbolt works and it's got good bandwidth. It's not like an X2 port or something. That's all I really wanted to know. So now I can launch this again, go back to having the 3070, and we can actually do some testing of some kind. We'll boot Ubuntu in just a moment. I want to verify the screen's not bad. And I know Minecraft's not a very conventional screen test, but as I said before, I think it's pretty good. Also, holy man, that is a tiny screen. Guess that's what happens when you have like a 4K panel. Tell you what, this is a lot of Minecraft resolution. That's for sure. Scale 4? Scale 5. Oh my god. Alright, unlimited. That is quite loud. us.hypixel. There we go. And are we actually running on the dGPU? Yes, good. Yep, so 60 hertz screen. And the screen actually has a pretty good response time. It's not a like, man, that is super loud. It's not a smudgy mess like the framework, so it's probably somewhere between like 15 and 20 milliseconds probably as a round trip response time. And 20, 40, 60, what? 1000 divided by 20. Yeah, so 20 is probably a good estimate. You know, it's not perfect. It does smear, but it's not like 20 FPS smearing. It's good. Also, we're running at... I have to turn the music off. That is horribly loud. We're running at 60 FPS. I'll actually uncap real quick. 130, 140. Okay. What is our system usage at? Pretty low. For some reason, our Intel's really high, but that might just be because of the Optimus in use. The computer is quite warm, which I'm not sure why it's so warm, but interesting. I'll have to give this thing a try for work because, you know, I could probably get away with this amount of power for work, but is it going to be more comfortable as a work machine? I'm not sure. ThinkPads stay warm, and warm is not exactly comfortable, so... Cool. Let's try Ubuntu before we move on. So I'm going to go, and we're going to... I think I'll just plug this in. And then I'll shift restart. We'll go to the BIOS first, because then in the BIOS we can select the USB stick. So, hello. Use a device. Actually, no. Nope. Troubleshoot. Advanced. UEFI. Restart. We're going to check out the BIOS. I haven't actually seen the BIOS on this computer. It might be fairly basic. Mainly because it's using Phoenix instead of Inside. I don't know if they have a GUI version of Phoenix, so we will see. Looking forward to see your repaste next week. Yeah, of course. Thanks for watching, man. Why is... Oh, there we go. There's like a little piece of something right there. Come on, get off there. There we go. Okay, F1 to enter BIOS. Okay, so we have a graphical BIOS. Go to config here. Yep, you can set it to normal BIOS if you want. It says graphical here, but you can toggle that to be simple text if you want. Yeah, but we do have a lot of options. CPU wise, what have we got? Enable or disable hyperthreading. Enable disable multi-core processing. Okay. AMT, we can enable disable that. We can do all that stuff. Network. We can Lenovo Cloud Services. I'm probably going to turn that off because that's weird and you don't need that. USB, always on USB, charge USB, track point, trackpad, FN sticky, FN primary, keyboard layout, display. I can give the graphics more memory. Graphics, wait, what? I can, what? It has a mux switch. What? Really? Huh. Well, that's a first. I've never seen a ThinkPad with a mux switch. Huh. Well, I'll turn that on. Heck, why not? Wow. Never seen that before. Boot time extension. You can set that for a few seconds. We'll go back. Power. Speed step. Maximize performance. Balanced. CPU power management. You can turn that off, I guess. Sleep state. Windows 10 and Linux. Okay. Disable built-in battery. Cool and quiet on lap. When cool and quiet on lap is turned on, system performance is lowered to maintain a cooler temperature when the device is used on lap. Battery be automatically enabled when the AC adapter is reconnected. Okay. CPU power management. Oh, okay. Cool. Password beep, keyboard beep. Yep, okay. Normal stuff. Storage, VMD controller. Okay. We already looked at CPU. Thunderbolt 4. PCIe tunneling. Okay. AMT. I think we already looked at that. Yep, AMT. We can turn that on and off. I'll just disable it for now because we don't need it. Setup UI. Cool. So date and time options. I'll zoom in a little bit. Better than ROG? Yeah, no kidding. No kidding, man. Memory protection. Oh, I wonder if there'll be no, there's not. Virtualization. Enhanced Windows biometric security. On. Enables enhanced sign-in security. Contact Microsoft for more information about this feature. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I'll contact Microsoft. Thanks, Lenovo. Yeah, oh, here's a feature in our BIOS. We don't know what it does, but... Oh, looks like you can turn Thunderbolt off separately. Cool. I don't know if that's just the USB-C ports, but, you know. Bottom cover tamper detection. Okay. Absolute persistence. Okay. Security chip. Cool. TPM. Fingerprint. Okay. UEFI BIOS update. Windows. Secure rollback prevention. Okay. Cool. Anything else super interesting? Device guard. What is this again? Oh, Microsoft thing. Secure boot. Normal stuff. ThinkShield secure wipe. Oh, okay. Startup. PXE boot. Oh, network boot. Okay. Boot mode quick. Boot list F12. There's a lot of detail here. Okay. This is a nice menu too. Nice. On premise. What? Oh, must be like a PXE thing. Okay. Lenovo Cloud. I probably don't need that, so that goes over here. Right? Come on. Oh boy. I don't need PXE. I don't know what on premise is. And let's say that our USB boot is above Windows for now. Actually, no. We'll just use F12 because we can actually just do that. That's fine. Okay. I think we've explored everything. Exit saving changes. Yes. What? Oh, there we go. So I'll just spam F12. Careful video selector on ThinkPad desktops. It disables any monitor connected to iGPU. GPU selector, giving a chance you don't get video on the laptop screen until the Windows boots. Okay. Well, that would be funny. It did select. It did allow me to specify which screen though. So I hope it's. Oh, there we go. It's rebooting again. Doing its like weird training thing. Oh, is it not going to play nice because I'm booting Ubuntu? Oh, there we go. Well, we're going to be booting Ubuntu also in dedicated graphics mode, so we'll see how well that goes. Bam. Let's boot Ubuntu, boys. If it'll even let us, this thing might just freak out. Yeah, it doesn't look like it does that. But thanks for the heads up. Fortunately, we got lucky. I think. I mean, okay. How many times is this thing gonna like double boot to do things? It's like the slowest computer ever. Okay, we back? Yeah, we're back. In the BIOS for some reason. Okay. Did I break something? What happened? I don't know. It just kind of gave up. Okay, exit discarding changes. I want to boot off the USB disk. Come on. Bum 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 bum. Okay, boot menu. Ubuntu, please. Come on. I want to boot off the disk. App menu. Oh. Now do it, please. Nope, shut down. Okay. I wonder if it's like failing some sort of security check or something. Maybe. Okay, it turns off again. Is it going to boot this time? It's probably going to boot Windows. Yep, booting Windows. Yep, so it's screwed up the thing. Cool. I don't know why it won't boot off the USB. It's just being rude. But yeah, I already did the display switch thing because I wanted to see how well it worked, and it does appear to be working fine. Let's double check that it was actually a MUX. It is a MUX. Wow. What the heck? Right, I'm glad my dog was right by my mic. Anyway, dog. Yeah, I was not expecting to find a MUX in here though. That's interesting.
What show?
Oh my god. What?
Yeah, he's home.
Alright, guys. Alright. So, I don't know why it won't boot off that. Weird. Maybe I need to disable secure boot, maybe? I don't know why that would be a problem. What do you guys think? Anyone particularly familiar with booting Ubuntu USBs on ThinkPads? I haven't done it in a while, so I don't really know. UEFI maybe? Yeah, maybe. I don't know why that would screw up though. How's my USB formatted? Oh, it might be MBR. That might be the problem. Okay, let's give that another try. I guarantee that's what the issue is. It's that it's MBR, so it's not booting correctly. Whoops. Rufus. Okay, Ubuntu, we want GPT. Yeah, there we go. Now this is actually going to work. Okay. Alright, well, cool. It's probably going to take a little bit still again for it to flash. See if we have anything else to look at in the meantime. Performance-wise, I suppose we could run 3D Mark at this point, because we actually have good RAM in now, and we're in dGPU mode. I'm sure 3D Mark won't be like, oh yeah, by the way, here's your like 30,000 score. We're looking for somewhere around like 99.5K on the GPU score. Around 10.1K, and I think the overall score, something like that. I'll just be booting live CD, by the way. I won't like install it over the existing install or anything. I could install it to an SD card though. And then we can have the true boot off SD card experience, except it's like a 32 gig SD card. That would be exciting. But, you know, we should probably test the SD cards too, just to make sure that they don't stick out like a million degrees. I'm going to sign to Steam. God. Need my... Oh, didn't type my password in correctly. We'll also have to do one more test on the keyboard here. Okay, let's see here. Crap. Oh yeah, Steam card, duh. There we go. So just... Cool. Unrecognized login. We did not know that you were a human being and you exist in different places sometimes. Alright, so we're about 77% copied on ISO files. It'll be a little bit. Yeah, so let's get this SD card in here. And there you go. You can see that it sticks out a fair bit like that. Take a look at the, what? What's the problem? That's probably because we didn't boot through, like, UEFI or something. Weird. Can you please identify my SD card? That'd be nice of you. Hello? I think it's ignoring my SD card. Very weird. Is it locked, maybe? Hello? There we go. Oh, yep. Oh, that's what I had my Ubuntu installer on. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we'll see if I can actually boot off this USB drive. But if I can do that, then we'll go. Otherwise, I have a backup installer on the SD card, just in case. Downloading. Two minutes, 40 seconds. Okay. That's probably how long the flash drive will take to write anyway, so. Good. Also, why is the Wi-Fi so slow right now? That's very weird. 17 megabytes per second? It's gone up to 40 before, so it's strange that it's so low capped. I guess that's at least nice because then I don't need to worry about it, you know, exploding, but yeah. Come on. It's going to take its sweet time. So once we're done with the Ubuntu testing here, we'll be taking a look at the Vision 14, which is a laptop sent to me by Schenker. It's actually, we'll talk about that later on, but that's coming up here. Oh, we're in better battery mode. Oh, the charger's not plugged in. Jeez. Maybe that's why it was downloading so slowly. Yeah, it was. Okay. The disk was throttling. I wish personal computers could boot off SD cards. Servers can already do it. No one else to allow for SD boot in old laptops with solder and SSDs. Yeah, that's true. Dun, 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 dun. This is gonna blow up my connection, isn't it? That's fine. It gets done in less time, so it's fine with me. Oh, looks like the USB disk is almost done too, so I'll be able to run Timespy, and then we'll just get on to Ubuntu again, and then move on, basically. Okay, and it looks like... Sure. Yep. It's preparing. We'll be launching 3D Mark shortly. 3D Mark installer probably, yeah, it was just the disk throttling really bad. It's okay now. Now the nice thing is with the speaker grills in this laptop compared to something like the Blade 14 is that the holes are big enough where like a tiny piece of debris won't just get instantly lodged in it and never come out. Yeah, you know, that's a big bonus. Okay, now I can launch 3D Mark. The tiniest 3D Mark ever. Nice. I like to use Timespy. I also use Firestrike sometimes, but we'll use Timespy since it's more relevant, I guess, and we'll see how that goes. There we go. Timespy. Sure, install please. Even though it probably is technically already installed. There we go. Turn off demo. And we'll just run it. Hopefully the computer's not doing anything in the background because that would be quite unfortunate. I'll unplug this SD card so that it's not interfering anyway. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, so this test runs in 16:9, which is interesting. It lets you run literally any res, but 16:9 is the ratio it runs at, which I guess I suppose it does that so that doesn't show anything outside of the like universally shown parts of the screen for It's just so that it doesn't show anything extra on a computer with a taller screen, so that's fair, and they can just be like, well, it's rendering more pixels or whatever. But yeah. I hope I was on the extreme performance profile. I think I am. Also, this is a fingerprint reader. It's right in the power button. I just haven't used it because I prefer IR stuff. I mean, it's not very secure, but I mean, I don't really carry around government secrets on my computer, so I don't mind too much. I don't exactly need Face ID, I guess. So, hopefully we get a good score. If we don't, that's a shame. If we do, that's good. But if we don't get a good score, then I'll read a joke from the joke book, I guess. Screen is not touchscreen. No, there is an option with the touchscreen. It's glass screen after that. With that, so it's heavier as a result, and obviously there's more bulk there, and you're more likely to break it because glass screens break, obviously. So, I mean, I personally wouldn't get the touch option if I didn't need to. Also, just the glare is going to be worse on that screen than it is on the nice semi-matte screen right here. So, worth keeping that in mind at the very least. I do admit, though, the touchscreen models do look pretty nice, just because, you know, black glossy bezels look good for obvious reasons. Now, I can hear the fans quite audibly right now, and I'll just move the mic over so you can hear the fan noise. That should be a pretty good sampling of the noise. It's not too bad. It's not like high-pitched or anything necessarily. It's just kind of loud. Alright, let's see what we get score-wise. 9343 on the CPU, 8352 on the graphics. Okay, so compared to like my Razer Blade, I don't know how good that is. Let me hit compare here because I can just check my results. So on my Blade, the best score I got on that was 10472. And that's with a 10604 graphics score. So considerably worse graphics performance, obviously, because it's running at around 80 watts. But, I mean, that's quite a lot. CPU score is also lower by around, I mean, not a huge margin considering how bad the thermals are on the CPU on this thing, but, you know, it's still beat by the AMD system. And, I mean, this is just more of a personal comparison for me, by the way. But it is a little discouraging that it's that much worse, you know. Like a 10,000 versus an 8,000, that's kind of sad. But I don't know what the 3080 model would score at. Also, average temperature here is just garbage. Like, don't ever pay attention to that. 8 times better GPU score than my 750 GE. Yeah. Why do touchscreens seem to be all glossy? Probably just for multi-touch, I would imagine. It's probably harder to track fingers accurately with like a uneven surface, so It probably has to be glossy just for that reason. Otherwise, I don't know necessarily. Is a shame though, isn't it? Anyhow, let's try to boot Ubuntu again. We have a better chance this time because we're GPT formatted. So naturally, we'll just restart here. And hopefully it won't bug out and explode on me again, because that was very weird. And I'll also put the SD card in now. Start spamming F12. Boot menu. And let's see, what options do we get? Do we get like an SD card option here, maybe? No, we do get a USB one though, so it's going to read off of our little flash drive. There we go, Ubuntu. So there it is. Good start, at least. I mean, I don't know how well it's going to play with the graphics card. I might have to actually switch it to integrated mode, because I don't know if the installer has... Well, I don't know if the installer will play nice with the NVIDIA graphics here. Oh, there we go. Looks like it's working. Kind of freaked out for a second, but it's going now. Yeah, I don't think the SD card's selectable as boot, unfortunately. I can check again, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it is. It's unfortunate. But it's probably just because it's a PCIe SD card. What the hell? Oh, was it actually reading off the SD card? What? I think I broke it by removing the SD card, guys. Whoops. Oopsies. Okay, let's restart here. I think it was actually booting off the SD card. So let me just remove the flash drive because it's clearly busted now. Oof. Okay, try again. So SD card in, power on, F12. And man, this is really picking up fingerprints, this coating. Luckily it's kind of easy to clean, but you know. Good greasy fingerprint and it's just icky. Nope, does not want to boot off of the SD card. For sure, does not want to do that. Plug my USB in again, and we'll just reboot. On, please. There we go. Yep, so unfortunately, no SD card boot, just USB boot. And when I did USB boot the first time, I blew it up by unplugging the SD card probably. So we'll try that again here. Oh. Starting up again. Ubuntu. Yeah. SD and USB must be in the same root hub, and removing SD card interrupted the USB. Yeah, that makes sense. I like how it artifacts at the top before it goes into this like correct graphics mode. Very good. Color's completely off in the boot menu. It does not pick up the red as red on my camera. I mean, no, it's not the color's wrong IRL. I mean, it's wrong on my camera because my camera's being dumb and not correcting the colors correctly. So there's that. Also, one thing I noticed is because of how dense the pixels are, it kind of looks like things are flickering when they're not, just when things are moving. Mainly probably because of the pixel response time, but, you know. We'll try Ubuntu. Oh, touchpad doesn't work. Trackpoint does, though. Oh, God. That's not what I wanted to do at all. I'm also not very good at the track points, so there we go. Files has closed unexpectedly. Okay, relaunch it, please. There's files. Cool. Is there anything you guys wanted to see in Ubuntu, or is it just see it boot? Because it boots. Touchpad doesn't work. So there's that. Wi-Fi card's working. Additional drivers. Oh, I should probably connect to the network, right? Try online CPU test. Like in a browser CPU test in Ubuntu? Yeah, let's use the NVIDIA drivers. Silverbench. Okay, yeah, we'll try Silverbench. Okay, I don't want, no. No, 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 no. Oh. What? Oh, well, I don't want to do I don't want to do this then if I have to do that. Sounds annoying. No, go away. Yeah, quit. I don't care. Just use that. Sudo apt-get update. Yeah, I'll do that here. Cool, cool. Thank you. Bye. Go away. Anyway, so terminal. Sudo apt-get update. Sudo apt-get upgrade. Kill 7395. Oh, sudo kill 7395. There we go. Sudo dpkg configure a. Oh yeah. There we go. Now it's fixing itself. Okay, cool. Yes. Kill 9. Yeah, yeah. It's fine. It's good now. Do 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 do. I don't know how I would even get a touchpad driver for this, so I'll just go to Silverbench. Ooh, warm. Do you want me to just benchmark it or what? Because there's benchmark, extreme, stress. I mean, come on, please. 73%. All right, I'll do regular bench once this is done doing its thing. It'll be interesting to see how fast it is, especially when we're booted off a USB. I mean, it shouldn't impact CPU much, but you never know. Oh man, this is a 2.5 hour stream already. Oh god, and we have to talk about the Vision still. No boy. Oh man, I can't believe it's already been 2.5 hours. Oh man. I think Extreme loads up 32 threads. We could use LM sensors. Oh yeah, it's probably mostly in the RAM. I wouldn't doubt it. System program problem detected. Okay. Well, I'm going to say that that's probably fine, and we're just going to ignore that and run benchmark. Do I have to click this or something? Am I supposed to use a Chromium browser, or is this fine? I don't know what's happening right now. It's just kind of... Oh, there. Now it's doing things. It's not frozen. It's just being weird. System program problem. Okay. Doing stuff is just taking a while. Is it supposed to be much faster than this? I mean, the computer is hot, like super hot right now, so I don't know what's going on necessarily. Something must be like cranking horribly. Let me look at system monitor. I don't know how well this works for that, but... Oh, okay, well, yeah, obviously the CPU is... No, the CPU is like pinned. I don't know what frequency it's at, but... It is, I guess. I don't know. Your 4500U is already done with it. Weird. Yeah, I don't know. Fun. It's just kind of doing nothing right now. And it's burning hot. So yeah, I have no idea why it's doing that. I don't know. This install is like struggling at the moment. And I don't know necessarily why. It's probably just bugged. I don't know what's bugging it out. I probably broke it with the GPU driver thing. Resources. Let's see. What is our CPU usage at still? Oh, now it's like nothing. I don't know, guys. It's not. It's not behaving. Oh, one of our cores is at 100%. Oh, no. CPU 7's at 100%. What is going on? Huh. Well, that's weird. Neat. I don't know what's going on there. But I think that's probably going to have to do it for the X1 Extreme. Because, I don't have much else to talk about. I mean, I ran a game on it, and I benchmarked it with Timespy. So, I mean, I have basically everything for the basic testing. Stress test ran 30 watts with 80 watt GPU. Kind of sad, but good enough for a ThinkPad, I guess. Yeah, I'll run this benchmark later, but it's not working correctly right now, so I won't fully waste a bunch of time trying to get that to work right now. But yeah, let's turn this thing off. Wait for the system to shut down here. Oh boy. I might have to pick up Vision 14 later, to be honest. Well, I'll do a quick thing with it. It kind of sucks that I have to rush through it, but that's how it goes. So, whatever. My guess is lack of drivers in Ubuntu. Yeah, that's probably what the issue is, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised. Alright, I'm just pulling it. Go. Go. Shut down already. Please. There. Okay, so that's all for X1E for now. Any last questions before I put the thing away? Observations of any kind or anything like that? Alright, looks like we're pretty much good. So I'm going to take a look at the Vision now. So here we go. So Schenker sent me this Vision 14 here. This is a 14-inch Intel machine. This is a sample from them. It's got a Quad HD panel, i7 1167G7, no GPU, no dGPU, I mean. But yeah, so this is a sample. It was recently sent to me from actually Just Josh, that guy's channel. He did some coverage on this, I think, like a week or two ago now, and his video was pretty good. He liked it a lot, so we'll be taking a look at it today. I've got to get rid of the shipping label on here, though, because I don't want to give out his address to the world, so I'll do a little bit of courtesy and get rid of shipping label. Come on. This poor box. Oh man, there's more sticker here to remove. Please bear with me here. This is taking quite a long time. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm glad you guys got to check out the X1 Extreme. Glad we got to talk about it. For sure, I'll be talking about it more later in a video or something like that. But yeah, that's all about that laptop for now, at least. There are so many okay, I'm just going to open it like this. You guys don't get to see inside, unfortunately. Not yet. It probably has like an inner box or something. I don't know why I was even wasting so much time doing that when it's just like, just open the box. Doofus. I got most of it off, so at the very least I won't accidentally show like the huge everything info. Yep, there's a sub box. Okay. One major concern I had was overheating. Yeah, we talked about that earlier in the stream. Stress test wise, it can't really handle the CPU and GPU at the same time. Individually, it does a good job. And if you're not stressing both components out, it seems to do okay. But otherwise, it's a problem. But we're moved on to the Vision part of the stream. So, got the Vision 14 here. Now, this is a laptop with a Magnesium chassis, and it actually looks quite nice. It's black. It's very light, actually. Like, wow. It feels like there's basically nothing in here, which is surprising. I mean, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it's quite light. Got nice, you know, branding on here. We've got through vents right to the fan. Nice Schenker S. Good selection of I/O. We got an SD card slot and USB Type-C, HDMI. Good barrel plug there. Got some like general information stuff. What is that? Oh, it's an invoice. Charger's probably below this. Okay. FHD 1080p sounds like AX6000, A6000. What are you referring to specifically? Oh, yeah, it is the A6000, that camera box. Yep. Sure is. But the camera I'm using right now is actually a Lumix G7. It's not the A6000 pictured over there. Now, I probably need the charger, but... Oh, it's got like a USB-C to RJ45 in here. Huh. Hold on. There's a bunch of stuff with this. It's got a flash drive, warranty info. It's good stuff. Charger. Okay. Pretty standard stuff there. Alright. Set that aside. Do we get any charge from Josh? Ooh. Not much. But I do have a USB-C charger right here in the form of a Thunderbolt dock, so I can just plug that in. Now, this is a, I believe this is a Tongfang. So, it's going to be a lot higher quality than the Core 14 I talked about a while ago. The Core 14 we talked about live, that was from XMG, and I ended up not doing a full review on it because it just was... To be honest, it was kind of a technical failure for the ODM they buy from. XMG and Schenker, they don't have direct control over like the manufacturing and BIOS design and stuff of their laptops. So, I mean, they can kind of pressure the ODM to do certain things or to fix things or whatever, but it's not like, you know, they don't have full control over the factory and the devs and everything. So, if they can't get a change through an ODM, it just kind of doesn't happen, which is unfortunate because Core 14 had potential to be quite good. It just didn't shake out like that, unfortunately. So, first impressions immediately with it. The aluminum here, I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's nice. It's just like strange. It's not like the metal on this, because this is aluminum. This is like nice and smooth. This has got kind of like a matte like texture to it. And then this is a big glass trackpad. So I mean, this feels kind of strange and this feels pretty high quality. The lid feels like the same. It's like the same type of aluminum, and it's actually really quite soft. So that's an observation, of course. We're having this thing must have just been sitting like asleep in that box. I don't know why else it would keep dying like that. One last question. P1 G4 is, yeah, P1 G4 is literally the same. Troubleshoot, advanced, startup repair. I don't know. What? What do you mean password? What happened? What is going on? Sure, reset, remove, local. So we'll do a little reset and see if that fixes it. I don't know what's going on. It might be that the battery is just really low, but I mean, I have no idea. Okay. Charge, please. I might have to get an actual USB-C charger out here. Oh, there we go. Now it's going. Finally, Windows spinning. Oh, yep, it's literally just flat. Okay, well, let me get the actual charger out of the box. Come on, Josh, turn your computer off before you ship it. There we go. Okie dokie. Plug this in. Plug the barrel connector in. It's a good test. Will it explode if I plug two chargers in? No. There, good. It's behaving now. So now we can unplug the eGPU and put that away. And I'll uncover the book. So this is ISO, of course, because from a German company. I think Tuxedo Computers sells the same chassis, and you might be able to get an English layout. I'm not entirely sure, but that does exist. So, you know, ISO is not exactly the same thing as like an English keyboard layout. It's a little bit more complicated, and the things are laid out in just, well, it's not more complicated. They're just laid out in different spots, which is a little confusing for people that have never used an ISO keyboard. For instance, the enter key over here is very tall, and there's like a slash key right over here by ANZ. So that's confusing for some people. Some people are fine with it. I don't really enjoy it, but it's not the biggest problem in the world. So I'm going to try to avoid running over 3 hours. So once we hit 3 hours, I'm ending the stream. So we got about 20 minutes-ish. Well, more like 16 minutes to go through this computer. And that should be probably enough, because we're just going to take a look at some stuff and generally see what the deal is and my general thoughts so far. The screen looks nice, but I also haven't really spent much time like moving the mouse around and making sure it's behaving. I don't know if this is... No, this is the Quad HD one, so I think this is 90 Hertz over the 60 Hertz 1080p option. Now, if I was going to buy this personally, I would probably get the 1080p one. But, you know, of course, 3K panel, it's nice. You know, it is what it is. Just let this do this. We'll do some basic tests, and I might even head off early because I'm getting kind of tired, to be honest, if you couldn't tell by my kind of tone just dropping in general. Streaming is tiresome, especially when you're testing things. I mean, it's kind of just like working live, so... Oh, there we go. It's reinstalling a bunch of OEM stuff. Good. Everything that Josh had on here is gone, so that's good at least. Won't have any, like, random stuff from his things, which I would prefer not to, like... just show to everybody. So yeah, I'm sure he reset it before he left. Well, dropped it off, so makes sense. Let's see here. We have the news thing. I want to turn that off. I'm gonna sign into the Wi-Fi real quick. Oh, great! It's installing the serial I/O thing, so everything is broken. Yeah, do you guys like light stand? Yeah, nice. Can I please you get my touchpad back, please? Back, please. Please free my touchpad. There we go. Immediately, keyboard feels alright. It's actually I don't know how well stabilized it is, but it's generally good. Build quality is pretty good for as light as it is, for sure. I mean, it kind of feels like a nicer ZenBook to me in a way, but I mean, the plastics are kind of I mean, well, it's not plastic, it's magnesium, so that's probably why it doesn't feel like aluminum, is it's magnesium alloy, so it feels like metal, but like plasticky, which is strange. I don't know why they're using magnesium here specifically. It's probably just for like weight reasons, but I mean, I think magnesium is generally a superior alloy, so that probably has a lot to do with it. Now let's check the display here. Indeed, it's a 2880 by 1800, and I believe it should show us as 90 Hertz. Yep, there it is. 90 Hertz, 8-bit. Good stuff. Can I switch to 60? No. Can't easily switch to 60. That's sad. But that's okay, I guess. It's worth noting that there are plans to release this with a GPU soon, a dGPU. It's a 3050 or 3050 Ti. I think the latest I heard was 3050 Ti, though. Other than the GPU, I will have a version with the H series processors as well. So like 11800H, that kind of stuff. And then those will have the dual pipe cooler setup. And the dGPU ones all have that, I believe. I don't have a picture of that yet, but I imagine it looks pretty good because most of the Tongfeng coolers look pretty good. So there's that. Sorry I missed it. Or the TDP and thermal when stress testing both CPU and GPU. CPU and GPU for the X1 Extreme, those were 30 watts CPU, 80 watts GPU, and the CPU was capping off at 30 watts, and it was around it was like high 80s to low 90s, but actually no, it was bouncing around like 95, but I think there might be something wrong with my thermal paste app, so I'm going to be redoing that later, because it was kind of bad results in general in the temperatures were horribly uneven. So I'll look into it a bit next week, but honestly, I have no idea what the deal is with it. I know that it's power limiting like that on purpose, but is that supposed to be that hot? I have no idea. We'll see when I repaste. So, yeah. Just reboot, please. There we go. Ten minutes. I do like the logo in general, though. I mean, the laptop's very discreet and professional looking. This is a little wobblier than I would like, which is unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. Screen is bright. I'm not seeing any obvious backlight bleed issues immediately. I like that it has... Whoa. Speakers are a little distorty at high volumes, but they tend to be in laptops this size, so kind of expected, but worth note. Looks like the IR plastic at the top, I don't know how well this will pick up on camera, but like yeah, it's not picking up at all. There's like a line in the plastic. Maybe if I tilt it. There. See that line? I think that's from the trackpad. So I don't know if it's scratched or what the deal is, but there's a mark there. Let's see if it comes off easy. No. What is that? I think it's like a permanent mark in there. Well, that's not nice. Yeah, so that's got scratches on it, unfortunately, from maybe transit. I'm not entirely sure. It might be shipping damage. That's sad though. No idea why it's got a mark there. Anyway, I'll look into that more. I'll contact Tom after the stream and just see if I can figure anything out. I'm assuming it's shipping damage, but worst case, it's from the palm rest and this piece of metal along the bottom, scraping against that when the lid's shut, which shouldn't normally happen, especially because it's got rubber feet here to try and prevent that. But yeah, weird. I'll just install Ada and Furmark. I'll just install Ada, actually. I don't need anything else. Installing. We'll do one quick test, and then I think that'll do it. We'll go to Control Center here, though, because I got to make sure... Oh, God, it's not in English. How do I... Oh, there we go. There we go, English. Cool. Performance. Yep, so they wanted me to test it in silent and performance balanced, but I'm just going to test it in overboost for now with fan boost because I want to see what the cooling system can do for sure. And if I have a second, I'll run it without these modes because I'm just curious. I want to see what it does. 30 watts, 31, 32-ish watts. Core temps are evenish. You have a little bit of throttling. Oh, I should zoom in. Whoops. Come on, focus. There we go. So we're at 28 watts now. Running a little toasty. 94 degrees Celsius on the CPU. Cores are generally around 9180-ish. Seems like they're kind of oscillating. Probably around low to mid 90s at the moment. CPU temps wise, it's probably going to hover around 28 watts. And yeah, it's only got a single pipe cooler, so I didn't really expect it to be, you know, blazing glory, but it's doing pretty good at 28 watts, which is just about all you need for one of these APUs anyway. Especially if you're just going to run like Minecraft or something on it, or, you know, run Word's going to run fine. Literally anything is going to run fine pretty much. You're good. This has 2 SODIMMs actually, 32 megahertz DDR4 SODIMMs. It's in dual channel actually, unlike the X1E, which is amusing that it wasn't in dual channel, but whatever. Yeah, okay, everything seems to be good. What about the disk here? Oh, 980 Pro. Okay, so it's probably about the same as the X1E disk-wise. That's good. Good stuff. I'll have to do a bit more stress testing on this in the future here. But in general, I mean, for just a quick first look at this thing, thermally it's good. In terms of, I mean, touchpad's good. Screen looks nice. It's not really that smeary at all. I wouldn't be surprised if this is actually a pretty solid machine just to run around like Minecraft or whatever in. So, props to Schenker for the machine, especially for it being as nice as it is just off the bat here. I, you know, of course, can't really give an outright recommendation at this point because I don't know if it's like perfect or not, but so far it seems to be pretty promising. I'm just going to log into Wi-Fi here. Does anyone have any questions before we head off for the night? After this 3-hour stream of chaos. There we go. Now we're actually in the correct time. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. That's great. Okay. Yep, 28 watts is what it's settled down around. So that's probably where it'll stay forever. Okay. So, yep, sorry for the low energy end here. I'm just kind of tired. I've been up for a while and streaming is hard, so I'll probably just head off now. If you have any questions, for sure, let me know. I'll be checking the comments and chat here for the next few minutes, and then I'll be heading off, so any last minute X1E viewer questions, or are we just good to go now? Oh, the lid's actually magnetically held to the chassis, but the magnets are so strong that it's like bending the screen. Oh my god. Actually, holy crap. See that? The bezel's actually separating. What? Well, that's not good. Crap. No, stop focusing on that. Focus on this. Oh my god. Okay, well, that's an issue. Yeah, so I think that'll do it for now. I'll have to definitely talk to Schenker about that, because that's not supposed to happen. What? Okay. Alright, well, I think that'll do it for today. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in, as usual. I will be doing another stream at some point in the future for some other machines. I'll be doing videos on these systems soon. I have a Razer Blade 14 video that I have recorded, just not edited, so that'll be coming later. But yeah, so that's all from me for now. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for anyone watching the VOD here. Do appreciate you watching. I have product links in the description, of course, for all the stuff that we talked about today. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them my way or check out the Discord and let me know there. I'd be more than happy to respond to everyone there regarding X1E or anything else. But yeah, that's it for now. Yeah, I think that's all. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll talk to you guys later.